people, welcome back all around the world. Welcome to my video where we're gonna make more fishies. Last time the fishy we made I wasn't really happy with, but we made it anyways. So let's get started anyways. I've already sized everything like I always do. You know what to do, I'd imagine by now. If you've been watching at me all, I just changed that to 0.01. I should have just did it, as I say this every time. Right. So there's no piece here, so it won't let me size that. So let's go ahead and make a piece. And then I would just go into here. And it's already set to 0.01. You just want to set that as well. Probably, depending which engine you're using. Alright, so let's get started. So today we are going to try to make a more complicated fish. You will probably see in the title, I'm sure. Bum, 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 bum. But no one else is going to know, I don't think, right yet. Hopefully this all works out to my plan, but we're just going to get started and go. So we'll A to grab it all and Control B, and we'll see what kind of shape we're going to get. We're obviously going to have to change that by adding some more bevels. Alright, probably do 6 again. Seems to be my new magic number. Starting to make things a little better now. Oops. And then Control B again. And just find an even spot for none of the faces are broken. They all look nice still. I think that's pretty nice. You do you. Okay. Alright, so we got our basic shape. A little longer this time. A little thicker. Something like that. Okay. Maybe we'll grab that face and see if we can shrink it. No, it's not going to work. How are we going to do this? Okay, so I'm just going to control and grab the rings around it. Something like that. Until you get them all. First 2 rows all the way around, I'd say. Hopefully this works. And then we're going to hit S. And it's still a little off. Try grabbing the next row anyways. I feel like it's still going to be off, in which case we'll just have to figure something else out. That's a little better actually, but I don't know if I really like it. Yeah, let's just undo it. Alright, good enough. So let's start off by, we're going to have to make some sort of head, so we're going to Control A. I think we're going to have to make a separate head, and it might be best for what you're doing, I'm not really sure, but let's just pull that guy out for we can see it, for we don't go too far on our bevel. And then we'll Control B to bevel it, until everything's nice and even. Okay, when it's nice and even, flip out of edit mode, hit S. And we'll shape it a little more like a shark head. Oh, yeah, I guess we're going to do a shark. All of a sudden I just kind of figured that in my head. I think, anyways, see how it goes. I don't know. Let's move it in and see what we got. A lot of this stuff you can't really tell until you get going a little bit. I think their heads are a little bit bigger than their bodies. I'm not really sure, but maybe go a little smaller for it blends a little better. Something like that. When you're happy, we'll move forward and we'll make some other shapes. Don't know if I really like that. Let's move this up here for a second. Let's try making that out of a different shape. Maybe that's the issue. Again, sometimes it's hard to tell until you kind of mess around with it a bit and try a few different things until you get the right type of shape that you want. That might be more what we're looking for. Kind of long, skinny mostly, but pointy at both ends. So let's go with that actually. I think I like that a little better. Sorry guys. If you're following along, you do you. If you don't think this is better, you stay with the old shape. Just make some more shapes and we'll start shaping some of his parts. Okay. Fins. Shark fins are something like this. Maybe actually a little shorter. Almost a square probably be good. Now I'll grab this edge. I'm going to be on edges. Grab that edge. Control B. That's not what I wanted. Okay, let's grab this edge first and dissolve this edge. Okay. Now we'll grab that edge, Control B, something like that. Find the right look. I'm going to use it in edit mode. I'm going to squish this, just the top. And we'll stop about there and we'll flip out of edit mode. And I'll do this. Just to try to give it a nice finny type shape, okay? Maybe a little skinnier, a little fatter, you decide, okay? Something like that. I think it's about that far down his body, but I'm not really sure. Maybe we'll go hair forward, right? Okay, I think we're good. Alright, we'll do his side fins. No, let's do his tail actually. Maybe this will help us with the look we're trying to get. Okay. Let's go into edit mode and we'll Control R. I'm going to put a line down the middle, just right click and let it center itself. Flip out of edit mode. And we're just going to go like this. And like that. Something like that. Okay. And then we're going to go into edit mode and grab that edge there. And we're just going to sweep it in. Okay. And we're going to go grab this edge and this edge, and we're going to go to this and sweep them in a little bit, like so. Right? Okay. And how shall we do this? It'd be fatter at the base and skinnier at the edges, so we'll just go to faces, I suppose. And we'll try doing this and see how this looks, but I don't know how it's going to look. I think it looks pretty good. Maybe a little fatter, and we'll shrink the whole thing and mess with the whole size of the whole thing. Something like that. Something like this. Maybe make the whole thing skinnier. Is that the look I want? Let's go to this face and this face, and we'll just shrink them together again a little bit. And I think that looks pretty good. If you are not happy, we could also go to edges and grab this one. And sorry, let's get a good view of this for make sure we grab the right ones. That one and that one, and we're just going to spread them apart. If you want it to be bigger, smaller, I think I'm going to go a bit bigger like that. It's almost too big. Anyways, mess with it until you get the shape you want. I'm going to go with something like that. This look I'm going to go. Really sharp tail. Maybe he's a bit fat, so maybe I'll shrink him just a little this way. More slender, like a fishy. Starting to get the look we want, I think. Hopefully you're with me. You Shift A. And we'll go ahead and make some other side fins, I suppose. Sweep this off to the side. And okay, we want it to be gentle curve, but we also want to probably grab this corner and just move it this way a bit. Kind of like that. Yeah, we don't know how exactly we're going to do this. We're going to try a couple different ways until, again, we get the look we want. Try grabbing that whole face. That doesn't look good. Okay. Let's try grabbing some edges. Maybe if we grab these edges with it, it won't be so bad. And I can flip modes here. Sorry, I was in, I used a setup I had used before. I just erased the fish and give it a new name at the end, but that's why it was like that. So something like this anyways. So obviously, actually let's go back. And before we do that, let's take this face, okay? And we're just gonna make it a little smaller too. Just for when we do shrink it, it already has the shape we want. We don't have to try to figure it out too much. Actually, let's do it a different way. Let's grab the top edge and drag it just down a little bit, for it's already leaning the way we want for the fin. Alright, something like that. And then we'll go to edit mode and we'll grab all the faces we want. That, and that. Should be good. Control B. Stop when you're happy. Okay. Now hopefully we can get to the shape we need in out of edit mode here. Okay, something like that, something like this. Just try and move around a little bit until you kind of get the shape you're looking for. I want something like that. I'll move it up to kind of match the other side there. And then let's find a good angle for it to sit at. So probably not that. Let's try 15. Okay, let's go down a little bit for it's more under his belly like that. Yeah, this makes him look a little nicer, I think. Again, if you think I'm wrong, you do you. You make it look the way you want to. I'm going to do that, and if you don't like the look, you can go ahead and change it in any way you think is going to look better for you. I think it looks pretty good to me, so I'm going to Shift D it, minus this side, and then I'm going to have to flip it, maybe this one, and then it is backwards now, so not that one. Maybe we'll do this one, 180. Okay, that looks right. And then minus 15 maybe? I think it's still upside down, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. I'll just take a minute to sort this guy out here. That looks backwards. Let's try taking that one out. That's backwards. Okay, that's almost right. And then what would the angle be here? That's 15. This is 0. Minus 15? No. 15 wouldn't make it the same, would it? Ah, I think we got it, finally. Holy jeez, that was a little complicated. Just to flip it the right way. Alright, well, I think that's right. Does that look right? Yeah, I think it is. I see it on certain angles, it doesn't look so right, but looks right, I think. So we got all our parts that I think we're going to need. So we probably do a mouth now, and that's obviously pretty easy. It's going to depend on the shape you want again, obviously, but traditionally, shark's mouth is kind of a triangle. But let's see, let's do a little editing on this block and we'll make it kind of the shape we want. We'll grab this back face to start, or do I just want to grab a back edge? No, we can do this. Something like that. I think it's going to be pretty triangular. Maybe we'll do like that a bit. And then out this way a bunch, for it hopefully goes right through and gives them a big wide open mouth, big scary shark mouth. Let's kind of move into place and see what we're gonna get. It's gonna be much lower than that, probably about there. So something like that. Stretch it out maybe a bit. Try and get that bigger long mouth that we're trying to get. Maybe we'll make it a bit skinnier. It's kind of up to you. If you want a big wide mouth like he's got his mouth open or something, you can go ahead and do that. You can also cut a mouth out like I'm doing and then open his mouth after by just grabbing the edges and kind of moving them down and kind of making it look better after. I think this would be probably the best, but maybe I'll just go a little deeper for it's more of a better look to the shark anyway. So let's try that. We're going to bool it since we haven't attached anything. Shouldn't be any issues. Yeah, I like it. Looks pretty good, I think. I think that's going to do the job. You do you. Make sure you like it, right? Before we move forward. Maybe we'll do the eyes now. And I think we're going to have to make a new one. Shift A. Make a cube. Move it up. And then into edit mode, we'll Control B. And just make it nice and even. Maybe you want to leave a big center for your eyeball. Maybe you want to round it. That's perfectly fine too. Whatever you feel like doing. I'm going to do that. I like that. So move it into place. Okay. And this time I think we might do a bigger eye and just peek it out on the sides just a little bit. I think that's the way sharks' eyes are. But I don't know very much about sharks. Maybe down a little bit. Something like that. I think that's a really good look. Maybe even it out just by bringing it out just a hair. If you like it, go ahead and copy it and Shift D. We'll put one on the other side. Make sure you like it first. Okay. I think that's the look I want to go for this shark. Okay, I think we're going to do some coloring and then we'll finish off his mouth after and give him some teeth and stuff. But I just want to be able to see him a little bit better of like what it's going to look like in the end. So I'll try to give it mostly the right colors of what I'm going to want. You do you. Your fish is different. You change the colors to what fits you. Okay, so I'm going to go to edit. We'll hit assign. When didn't that color you? Am I not in the right shader? I am in the right. Oh, that's the right shader. Right, so there's our sharky colors. I don't know why it's not showing me in this shader. I think it should be, but I don't know. Alright. So second color we're going to do in edit mode. Oh, you know, since we still have the mouth all highlighted, let's go ahead and make that color our second color actually. Yeah. Oops. Pink-ish. Pinky red. That's what I would do for now. And again. This thing's killing me. Just give me 1 second here. What we need to do is attach this all. That's why it's giving me so much trouble. Control J. Take the eyes, attach them to. There, I colored one eye gray. Alright. So first color we're going to change from this red. I didn't mean to make it red, so we'll make it gray like I wanted. Alright. Into edit mode, we'll assign it. Make sure we got that. Alright, and our second color will be white, and we'll do the eyeballs that color. L over this eye, L over this eye. We're already on white, so we'll go ahead and assign it. The third color is going to be red, but I have lost the mouth now, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab all the pieces with left click, then shift left click on the rest of them. And since we used a nice piece to cut it out, it's not that hard. It should be pretty fast and easy. We'll make the third color red. And I'm just going to lighten that up there, like his mouth should be. Sorry, I got a little confused there at the beginning. So we got one more color, but you're going to pick out the spot on his eye where you want his eyeball to be, and then you're going to try to match it on the other side. And it's completely up to you how big you want it to be, what you want it to look like. I'm going to do that. Okay. I don't know, it was that one or this one, but maybe have a look at both sides, make sure you got the same ones. Looks like I don't. Okay. Okay, there we go. And we'll make this last color that we already made, we'll make it black. That'll be his eyeballs, okay? And if you want to change them, no problem. You go ahead and change them. You can make them bigger, smaller, rounder, whatever you need to do. Okay, but I think we got our basic shark look here. We just need to do probably some teeth. So maybe I was going to try to steal a fin for it, but let's just make a new shape. And make sure you're at edit mode, and we'll make a cube. Boost her up. And how do we want your teeth to be, mister? I guess it doesn't have to be mister, eh? I guess sharks could be girls. Okay, so I'm just going to probably go into edit mode, and I'm going to just grab one edge. So just make sure you're on edges. Dissolve it. Okay, and grab this guy and move it into the middle somewhere to make a nice sharp tooth. Okay, once you're done that, we got this edge already. We're just going to go ahead and shrink this edge to give it more of a point. Okay, now we are going to S. And we'll shrink it this way. More like a tooth. Something like that. And we still got that edge. Maybe we'll shrink that a bit more. Again, more of a tooth point. Something like that. And make sure you're not in edit mode when you move it around. And when you're happy, start duplicating it. And you can move these on a bit of an angle as you go around the mouth. Okay, and I think it'd be this one. No. Nope. So it's the last one I pick, like always. Always the last one I pick, right? I think that one anyways. Let's try a little heavier to see the angle a bit more. Nope, that's wrong. So it had to have been the first one I picked, actually. I just went the wrong way, that's what it was. Okay. Something like that. And then just bump it back into place. And as you see, we start to get the look we want for our shark. It's going to take a little bit of place and teeth, so bear with me and we'll just go through it. And we'll figure out the angles together, and then we'll copy on the other side and do the opposite angle. Okay, so this one's probably going to be more like minus 25 or something like that. Okay, and you get the idea. And you slowly just bend with the mouth as it goes around. Shift D. And maybe this one will go a little heavier with the angle. We'll do minus 35. Minus 40 even. Okay. Maybe even more. Minus 45. Yeah, something like that anyways. That'll probably do it. Okay. And maybe one more. Move that one down a little bit. Shift D. And we'll do minus 60. Okay. Alright. And you're going to have to do the bottom too, so unfortunately this is probably going to take a little bit of time, guys. But it's going to be worth it. So this one's minus 15, so we'll Shift D it. Take the minus off this. Okay, and we'll take the minus off this. And we have our tooth in place, alright? And we can just go around. We're on our second one here now. And we'll take the minus off this. And it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. Alright. And then we take the minus off this. Alright. And then we're on what? After the middle tooth, 1, 2. So we'd be on 1, 2, 3. Shift D. And again, that's going to take a little while, but the more realistic you want your fishy to be, the more time you're going to spend on it. Is this wrong? Do I have the wrong one? I do. 1, 2, 3. That's the one I want, I think. Yeah. You just look at the angle to make sure you got the right one. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that, guys. It gets a little confusing, obviously. I had some stuff on my mind, too. Thinking about some stuff in game. Again, we don't plan too much. We just kind of come up with stuff as we go, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, we don't use it. That's how we make games. Been a lot of changes lately, and in the near future, there's going to be a lot more coming into the game if you've been playing. Alright, you can color those if you want, but maybe we will just real quick. I think they're already white anyways, but maybe you want to just do the just a hair yellow or something like that, just to give them a little bit of color, basically. So let's go check that out. Oh, right, they're not attached. Control J. And back into edit mode. L, 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 L. Alright. And we will plus a new color. New. Make it just a hair yellow. Like that. Alright. Don't have to make them that color. You want them to be pure white. You do you. Alright. So then I'm going to highlight all these guys again. Alright. So we have them all, and I don't think I have anything else. I'm going to Shift D, and then I'm going to P in selection. Okay? I'm going to go out, and when I just have the teeth and nothing else, then I'm going to go up here, and if this is right, I'll do a 180. No, that's not right. Or is it? No, it's not. No. Well, that's actually right, I think, so let's try this. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. We just need to maybe draw it in like that and lower it a little bit. Maybe in a little farther. And I think we have our look, guys. We have to attach those to our shark. And we have our shark, guys, and it's looking pretty awesome, I would say. Now, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this, and this is our 5th fish video, and people are watching them, so you must be getting something out of it. Maybe you're making a fishing game, maybe you're making some sort of other game. But hopefully this is working for you, and you're having fun anyways. Let me know in the comments what you think, or how it could have been better or worse anyways. And make sure you like, thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll come back in a different video and maybe make some more fish, maybe make something else. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.